Live free or rant, that's the New Hampshire way. No BS, just truth coming every day. From the basement mic to your screen tonight. We're fighting for the red, white, and orange. Yeah!
Welcome back to Live Free or Rant, folks. Mike Donovan here. It's Wednesday, so we're breaking down the news with straight facts and zero liberal excuses. Today, the massive Somali fraud scandal in Minnesota. Billions stolen from programs meant to feed kids, while real Americans struggle. This is the biggest food fraud in U.S. history, and it's a direct result of open borders and weak Democrat oversight. Let's dive in. First, the cold, hard facts on what happened. At the center is Feeding Our Future, a non-profit founded by Somali immigrants in Minnesota. It was supposed to distribute federal funds for meals to low-income children during COVID, a state-run program funded by the USDA. Instead, it became a massive scam. Prosecutors say at least $250 million was stolen, with some estimates pushing it over $500 million when you include related schemes. That's taxpayer money, yours and mine, that got siphoned off through fake meal sites, shell companies, and phony invoices. They claim to feed millions of kids at over 200 sites across Minnesota, but investigations revealed most sites didn't exist or were just empty buildings, like warehouses or parking lots. Fake attendance records showed thousands of meals served daily, which were all lies. The money went straight into the pockets of the fraudsters. Luxury cars like Lamborghinis, beachfront properties in Kenya, mansions in Turkey, even trips abroad. To date, 78 people have been indicted, and 57 have been convicted or pleaded guilty. Amy Bach, the executive director, is among those charged, along with dozens of others, mostly from the Somali community in Minneapolis. Just this week, a judge ordered Bach to forfeit over $5 million in assets, cars, houses, cash, clearing the path for federal seizures. But it's not stopping there. The scandal has spread to daycares and assisted living. A surge of federal officers hit Minnesota this month after viral videos exposed Somali-run daycares claiming millions for ghost kids. One center billed for 1,200 children in a space that couldn't hold 100. FBI raids are ongoing at homes and businesses, and the Trump administration is withholding child care funds from the state until they clean it up. NPR reports the freeze affects millions in aid, forcing tampon Tim Walz's team to scramble. This is the same governor who put tampons in men's restrooms. And get this, one Feeding Our Future defendant owns group homes. At least 5 houses used to launder more money. Total fraud across Minnesota's social programs, estimates now hit $9 billion, from child nutrition to Medicaid and SBA loans. How did the system fail so badly? Simple. Zero oversight from Minnesota's Democrat-led government under Governor Tim Walz. Can you imagine if he made it into the White House? The Department of Human Services rubber-stamped claims without audits, thanks to emergency COVID rules that bypassed normal checks. Walz's administration ignored red flags for years, even after whistleblowers raised alarms. They faced lawsuits from Somali business leaders threatening discrimination claims if they scrutinized too hard, and caved. Federal money flowed like water, no verification required. This ties into political corruption, too. Donors linked to the fraud poured money into campaigns. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey got $9,000 from 9 defendants. Now the mayor prances around on stage, showing off the Somali flag. It is completely un-American. Meanwhile, the Somali population in the Twin Cities, over 100,000, the largest in the U.S., saw massive overrepresentation in these cases. The pattern is undeniable. clan-based networks exploiting the system. Recent posts on X highlight how Somali immigrants are buying up houses in Kentucky with stolen funds, real estate flips to launder more, and assisted living fraud is exploding. Fake homes billing millions for phantom residents. This isn't just money, it's cultural. Open borders under Biden let in waves without proper vetting. Cultural clashes follow. Clan loyalties over American laws. Welfare dependency instead of self-reliance. Minnesota's become a hotbed. Mosques and cultural centers listed as meal sites in the scam. As a result, honest taxpayers foot the bill while veterans go homeless and seniors skip meals. It's infuriating. The community itself suffers stigma. Many Somali Americans say this damages their reputation at a vulnerable time. But profiting from leaders like Ilhan Omar doesn't help. Trump called her out, an ungrateful loser who only complains. Send them back to Somalia, perhaps the worst and most corrupt country on earth. Her husband profited $30 million in his venture capital firm since she became a representative. From a Christian perspective, this is straightforward. The Bible commands stewardship. Luke 16:10-12 says, "Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much, and whoever is dishonest with very little will also be dishonest with much." These fraudsters abuse trust on a massive scale, and Exodus 20:15 is clear. You shall not steal. Stealing from programs for hungry kids, that's low. Undermining the morals I teach my daughters every day. Proverbs 6:6-11 warns against sloth and deceit, calling it a path to poverty and ruin. But here's the good news. Action is finally happening under Trump. The new DOJ is ramping up investigations. Expect more indictments soon. House Republicans are holding hearings, pushing for full audits of refugee and welfare programs. Calls to deport convicted fraudsters, end chain migration, and tighten vetting are gaining steam. Minnesota's seeing a surge in federal raids this week, thanks to viral exposés by folks like Nick Shirley and Nick Sorter. The Trump administration is even considering revoking citizenship for those involved, DHS and state reviewing cases. And the freeze on child care funds? That's pressure to force accountability. We need real solutions, mandatory audits for all federal handouts, cultural assimilation requirements for immigrants, and border security to prevent this mess from growing. No more free rides. Work hard, follow the law, or go home. This scandal shows why. Import problems from corrupt countries like Somalia, and they take root here. Wrapping up, this Somali fraud scandal is a wake-up call. Billions stolen while Americans starve, all because of Democrat weakness and open borders. But with Trump in charge, justice is coming. If you're fed up, hit subscribe, like, share. Comment below. Have you seen similar fraud in your state? Best story gets a shout out tomorrow. This is Mike Donovan from the Granite State. Live free or rant.